Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I got it. I got it right. I got it, the bandwidth between doing it on Facebook and YouTube and on Instagram. All right. So here we go. This is the this is the welcome to the Be Your Own Hero Show. Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero Show. I'm your host. I'm Sacred Rights. I've been your host for a couple of years now. The new thing for me is now posting it to Facebook. No, not to Facebook. To Instagram Live, because I feel like that this is a new way to go, to also show it via Instagram. And I gotta tell you, my mom was saying there should be something that shows one thing that shows everything to everyone. There should be, but until there exists something that shows me to everyone, I just got to go with how it goes. So Rev Mel has shown me how to do it, and B King has shown me how to do it. So this is the way it's going to be until we figure out otherwise. So welcome Facebook and YouTube. Welcome Instagram. All right, let's go. So HERO is an acronym. Hope you can see that. It means helping everyone. You know what? Let's just go with the other one. High emotion radiates overflow. High emotion radiates overflow. Let's go with that one because that's really sticking with me right now. And I am here to talk about everything. But I'm here to show you how it must be for a man to do his best as someone who has experienced a stroke just over a year ago. Oh wow, today's August 1st. So yeah, I'm just now out of a year because I had my stroke a year last year, July of last year. So just a little bit over a month now. Wow, that's a big deal for me. So not quite a month because I had my stroke the 14th of July. So not quite a month, but coming up on a year and a month. Ashe. And I'm doing my best. In helping myself grow stronger. All right. So hope you're with me. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about the run streak. This is where I start every episode of the show, the run streak. So this means that every time I run in the morning, I record a brief snippet of where I am in the run streak. And so I gotta show you this. Sorry you can't see it on Instagram, but let me show you this first. Now, this is me this morning. This was this morning. I showed you this picture because those tights, those black and white tights I'm wearing, I couldn't find them. I could not find them. I was like, oh, I couldn't find them. So much so that I went back to bed. Yes, I went back to bed. I got back in bed. I curled up, put the covers over me, went back to bed, right? Then I got up, and they were the first thing I found, like right in front of me. Now, why am I bringing this up? The point is, I wore these leggings, and I went running in these leggings. And the reason I want to bring this up is because Rev Mel recently was interviewed by Fee King. In that conversation, Rev Mel talked about the people that she works with in terms of helping them become better. Starts with them having a morning practice. And I was like, oh man, my morning practice just got really shaky. So let me try to set my alarm and get up early. So today was the second I set the alarm. I set the alarm Monday, set the alarm Tuesday, right? Only 2 days, right? And look at the difference. I set the alarm early today, but I got up. I couldn't find what I wanted to wear. I went back to bed and got up and found the tights. And I still had all this time All this time I had only because I set the alarm earlier. That's it. That's it. I fought it. I fought it. I fought it. I was like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I got back into bed. All the things, but I still inched my way up, got up, found the tights, did a run, and all that done. I was talking to Fee King later, and she was like, "Hey, you done early?" I was like, "Am I? Am I done early?" It was so early, in fact, that I thought I missed the time for the show. I was like, "Oh no, I missed the time," because I was so unused to having that much time extra. I said, "Oh, I got plenty of time, plenty of time." So anyway, this is my point. This is my point. My point is, you should set your alarm for earlier. That's it. You should set your alarm for earlier, because even if you don't have a morning practice is something you do that really grounds you and centers you in a Christ mindset before you move forward. Even if you don't have a mindset, a morning practice, you still have time. You still are giving yourself extra time, and that extra time can be used for whatever. You will find more things to do with that time than you know what to do with. Because I can't believe that was me this morning, and I had all this extra time. All right. So that's it. And now I wanted to show you my run report. My run report for today, which is what? Today is day 213. 213. Let's share the tab. Instagram, you're gonna have to listen for it. I tried to hold it up yesterday, but that was kind of weird. So just listen to the Instagram. Let's go here. Here we go. There you go. That's me running. I don't know why it took me so long. I mean, it's been 200 and about 12 days. I've been running since the first day of this year. And I just discovered motivation. Like, I remember this from when I used to run. When I was running 409 days. And I listened to this kind of stuff regularly. Like, that's what I listen to. Like, listen to stuff that would feed my soul. And I just discovered it today. Like, what have I been doing? Up until now, I've been listening to a book that's good, but doesn't have the same feeling. Doesn't have the same feeling. And so here I am, day 200 and something, and I'm in here finally trying to do this. I don't know, it amazes me how much I don't know. How much I don't know, right? Because you would think that getting back to running, that would just be all right. That would just be, I'd check off all the boxes. But no, it's not like that at all. Like, I'm just now figuring out that I can listen to motivation while I run, and that will make me feel much better, much more inspired in the run, in a much better place. Ashe. I am grateful for that lesson. Sorry it took me 211 days to get it, but I'm here, and I'm gonna use it as I can. Ashe. Buy my book, Hack Your Pain Now. Buy my book. All right, later. Okay, so Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now is the title of my book. Please run and get it. Please run and get it. Please run and get it. And so today was day 213. Oops, let me stop this. Yes. So I just wanted to emphasize this because this is the second big ta-da of today, right? The first one was I got so much more time by setting my alarm earlier. And mind you, once again, it was hard setting my alarm earlier. I was like, but I ended up with more time. And Rev Mel just said, yes, morning spiritual practice. Yes, morning spiritual practice. Yes, I'm not where Reverend Mel is yet. And that means that I'm not where I used to be. But I am closer because I'm setting aside the time. I'm setting aside the time. Just set aside the time for morning practice. Just set aside the time because that will give me the room to do something. I'm like, well, what should I do now? I'm going to do some morning practice stuff. I'm going to do some morning practice stuff. All right. Hey, Linda. And hey, Shay. All right. Good seeing you guys both watch the show. So, okay. So, what's my point? My point is that learning how to listen to motivational speeches while I'm running just seems like such a natural thing. Now, see, I've got to be careful about motivation because it can't become entertainment to you. It cannot become entertainment to you. You just watch it and do nothing with it, right? But what you've got to do is take action with it. But today, day 213, I finally ran with motivation, and it was so much better for me to run to that than to run to the same old book. So that was a great feeling for me. And now I'll be running with the same motivation every day. But I have to marry that with action. So speaking of which, today I was listening to what's my man's name? Oh man. Okay, I can't remember his name. I can see his face. He's a really big guy. Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, I think. Anyway, he was talking today, and he said that the number one reason people don't do things is because of fear. Fear. And you know what? His big denouement for fighting this was saying, do it anyway. That's it. Do it anyway. That's it. Just do it anyway. I was like, oh my goodness. Because those of you that have been watching the show know that I've been feeling fear. I've been feeling fear because Back on My Feet nonprofit has selected me as their number one extra bib number for running in the marathon. In New York City Marathon this year. And I've been feeling I felt very, very excited at first, but then I got really scared. I've been feeling really scared about it because of all the yin yang things, right? And I got to just briefly explain how grateful I am for this, because I reached out to them months ago. I reached out to Back on My Feet months ago, and they were like, "No, sorry, we're all booked up." Now, when you're dealing with big races like that, they get their quota filled early, very early. So that was out of the air, for lack of better terms, very early on, and I was like, oh man. But I kept up hope. And my hope was that they would find a way to put me in the race. Now, they said to me at the time that they put in a request to marathon staff for more seats, more bibs. A bib is like a little bib, a little thing the number that you wear. They put in a request for more bibs. Of that request, and they were feeling confident about it. Like, we're going to get more bibs, and we'll have more. So we'll talk to you then. But they only got one, and I was the very last person to submit, the very last person down at the bottom of the list, and they voted unanimously to put me in the race. Unanimously to put me in the race. And so that's a huge, big deal. I've been feeling like. Feeling kind of fearful. But Tony Robbins said, you got to feel the fear and do it anyway. Now, I've heard that before. But I heard it now. I heard it today, and it meant something to me. If you're feeling fear, the best excuse is to do it anyway. Do it anyway. So, I'm getting close now. Today is what, Tuesday? By Friday, I am going to claim both Guinness World Records. Now, those of you that haven't seen the show are going to be like, oh, wow, Seiku's doing such big things. Yeah, but I'm scared. I am scared, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because Tony Robbins said that's what you got to do. You got to feel the fear and do it anyway. So I got that from listening to my headset motivational speeches while I was running. And this is a great place to end the run, feeling empowered because of that, right? All right, so that's what I said. Let me see what I have from the quotes. No quotes on Instagram. Well, let's see. Take here, Reverend Mel saying, take it one day at a time. Yes, take it one day at a time. Just set aside time is where I am now. Set aside time. And because I set aside time, I was able to do some reading. So I found a book that I'm not even going to talk about, but I found a book that was already on my phone that was very good for me. So I still have to do my writing. But anyway, let's see what Linda's saying. Linda's saying, I love my morning spiritual practice. It grounds and inspires me. Thank you for that, Linda. Thank you for that inspiration for me to get there. Now, my run is unbreakable. 213 days. Like that ain't nothing to sneeze at. That's a significant thing. And the fact that I'm putting it early in the morning means it's part of my exercising. So that's 4 things that I'm using for morning practice. Reading, writing, meditation, and exercise. Yes. All right. So let's see what else people going. Fee King is over here inviting the world as usual. Good morning. I know Fee King is currently training someone, so I don't know how she gets it in. But there she goes. Good morning. Okay, so all right, so I want to shift gears now. Hope everyone got something out of that, though. I hope you got something out of it. You need to set your alarm earlier. That's it. Just set your alarm earlier. That's it. All right. So anyway, moving on. Let's get to our affirmation. Oh, I haven't done the dice money roll. All right, I don't know where my dice is, so we'll do without. Okay, here we go. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Ashe. All right, so the millionaire mindset is to welcome us into thoughts about money. Now, here's something interesting to happen. For those of you who've been watching the show, mind you, you heard recently how there was a crane that was kind of close to my building in New York had a crane malfunction, and so we had to vacate the property. And I found myself very lovingly choosing to find the best possible experiences. Found the best bagel, best drink, best movie, all these things, right? And one of them that I mentioned briefly was I had a business idea. And so I not only had the business idea, I acted on the business idea, right? I acted on the business idea. So that turned into me sending a text message to my friend in Nashville. And then that inspired him to connect me with his friend. And then that inspired me to talk to his friend, right? And we're talking about a few days of activities, right? And you know what's interesting? What's interesting is I'm talking to the guy, I'm talking to this friend, right? And I'm talking to him, and I'm telling him my idea, I won't bother telling you my idea because that's irrelevant. I'm telling him my idea. I'm like, oh, we could do this, do this, da, 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 da. And he's like, yeah, but what about your writing though? And I was like, what? I said that on the phone. I was like, what? And he's like, what about your writing? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I write about cars. I write a lot about cars. I used to write, quite a bit about cars. It's like, yeah, well, I have a person who I pay to write about cars, and so maybe that could be you. And I was like, what? Now, understand that what I am talking to him about has nothing to do with writing. Nothing to do with. Okay, I'll tell you what it is, just so you can get your mind right. I was talking to him about renting cars, right? And we're talking about it. And he's talking to me about writing about cars. And I was like, huh. And then he asked me to send him some clips. And I was like, oh, clips? Where do I have clips of me writing about cars? And I had to think about it. I have a whole website, but I had to think about it. My whole website is Simply Rides. Simply Rides. SimplyRides. Yes, Simply Rides. Right? I went to Simply Rides and I was like, what is this? It looked crazy. I was like, what's happening? I've been hacked or something. And I was overwhelmed with what to do. But Fee King said to me, she said that you are very good at websites, Sekou. And I was like, me? I'm good at websites? Okay, if you say so. So based on her encouragement, I stuck with it. I kept thinking, I'm good at websites. And so I kept trying to work on my website, simplyrides.com. And it took me much longer than I'm sure it would have taken me in real-time circumstances before the stroke. But I'm still a little fuzzy in terms of my mind. But I was able to get there. And find out that someone had hacked my site, how to close them out. And now Simply Rides, looks like a real site. And I was like, wow, I now have a fully functional car website, right? Fully functional car website. And then I started looking at it. I read it. I was like, what's this? What's this I said I wrote? What's this? I wrote about this. I wrote about that. I wrote about the other. I wrote about this. And I was like, wow, I've done so much. In terms of cars. I've done parties. I've done events. I've done things at golf courses. I've done so much in terms of writing about cars. And I was wondering what made me walk away from it. Besides the stroke and not remembering everything, what made me walk away from it? And what it was not finding the money, like not finding the money, right? Because I was able to get the cars, but writing about them for myself meant there was no person I was writing the car story for. So when I was writing for Uptown Magazine, Essence Magazine, or Upscale Magazine, all the places were paying me to write car stories. But once I stopped writing for them, I was writing for myself. There was no one there to compensate me for writing a story about the cars. Anyway, so let's take it all the way back. So I'm talking on the phone to this guy. And he's like, "What about your car thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess I could do something." And let me let you understand. He said, "Why don't we talk about you writing, because you've been doing that for a long time, and talk about how you can do that for me." And I'm trying to talk to him about renting cars. Now, see, so this is what I want to make clear. When the crane had the accident, I went outside. I did all the walk around. I explained it to you already. I had a brilliant idea, right? That idea led me to these various people, right? Those ideas got me on the phone to this guy who's talking to me about my writing, right? Now, the thing is not that I had the great big epiphany, right? The right idea about renting cars. The thing is that he pushed me back towards where I am, back towards who I am, back towards right to me. Like, this is what I do. This is what I've done for a very long time. Even if I can't write right now at the same quality that I could write, I still have loads of content. I've got lots and lots of content. I mean, I've got so much content. I could not believe how much content I have. So much content. You go to simplyrise.com and look, you'll see me everywhere on every site, every little link. I think I've written like 97% of the site. And it goes back for years, right? And he's saying you can use that as a resume for you writing about cars for me, someone who needs somebody to write about cars, right? So what I'm saying is the fact that I had the idea, the business idea, and it's not a go, is not a bad thing, right? Because that thing led me to someone who's leading me back to myself. And that's what we do sometimes. We go looking for somewhere else. Gotta find some money. And what we don't do is look at ourselves. Look at all the things that we currently do to make money. And that's it. That's all we got to do is look where we are to make money. Ashe. All right, I've run up my time talking all my junk, but I'm telling you, I mean, I had no idea. None of that would have happened if I hadn't had the idea that I had while walking around trying to escape the crane. None of that would have happened. My website would still be floating around under pirates attack. It would still look terrible. But I've done all of that because of that business idea. That business idea now has led me back to me. So I've cleaned up the site. I'll tell you what happens, but I feel good about the idea that I can win with what I already do. Ashe. All right. So we'll see you next time. Fear. Man, now is better than perfect. Ashe. And Ashe. All right, so Obama.